In November 2022, senior fellows representing the Atlantic Fellows for Racial Equity and the Atlantic Fellows for Equity in Brain Health programs were awarded a Connect grant by the Atlantic Institute. Their collaboration sparked immersive learning opportunities in Johannesburg, South Africa, and Lagos, Nigeria, investigating the impact of racism and trauma on life outcomes.
There's a research I'm part of that I'm working on. It's called Growing Up in Cities, which is we are relating with children from the ages of like 13 to about 18 who live in slum communities. This poor slum community that you live in, where are those places that make you happy? For viewing centers, open spaces. There's a particular place where they have classes. NGOs come and do motivational speaking and all of that.
The Atlantic Institute's vision is to accelerate the eradication of inequities for fairer, healthier, and more inclusive societies. The Connect grant allows senior fellows like Mitch, Kirti, and Funmi to connect, learn, and act to address the underlying systemic causes for inequity, both locally and globally. This video chronicles time spent by Mitch and Funmi in Lagos over the course of 4 days. Visiting Makoko provided an unvarnished look at the impact of social and governmental neglect on young minds. The children here, although bright and enthusiastic, live in often unsanitary conditions, creating risk for typhoid and malaria, experience overcrowded classrooms, leaving many without access to education, and lack basic supports like clean drinking water, access to health care, and healthy foods. There is, however, a clear sense of community and belonging here. The teachers, regardless of resources, are caring and positive influences on children and have high hopes for the future of their students.
The population of the school is over 200 and we have 7 teachers. What makes me happy about being a teacher is the children I see and the impact they make. And I've been teaching since 2014, and ever since then, my relationship with the children has been good and their impact. I have good relationship with them.
Otherwise, dealing with it the way you know how to, and it's kind of seeing you through, but it might not be the most efficient way. But because we don't talk about our emotions, nobody gets to learn these things. You know, you just have to get through it. No. So instead, we constantly walk around with all these stress hormones in us. Eventually, we're going to explode on either somebody else or on ourselves. We don't know how to release things. Yeah. And people will call you an angry black woman. Why? When every single point is a trigger point, right? You're noticing things that might have happened in the past, and then you're putting it together because you're highly sensitive. And when you're highly sensitive, you interpret information differently.
That's right. Built in 1871, Her Majesty's Broad Street Prison housed over 800 inmates and was a reminder of both Nigeria's history of the transatlantic slave trade and British colonial rule. Freedom Park is an example of reimagining urban spaces that are oppressive and represent community harm to social and cultural beacons for the community. The prison was closed in 1971, and after 3 decades of abandonment, it was transformed into a creative space with food courts, a museum, galleries, concert stages, and an amphitheater. The aim of Freedom Park is to preserve the history and cultural heritage of Nigerians. It is host to arts festivals, live performances, visual art exhibitions, bringing together Nigerians and tourists across social economic boundaries. Its design and programming is intended to contribute to stress reduction and healthy lifestyles.
Exactly. Two. Yeah, that's good.